What's up, everybody? I think it's time for another Freezer Dive. Let's get diving. We got some winners now. This shrimp has been in my freezer for not very long, but I accidentally bought shell on. They're easy peel, but still annoying, and I want to get rid of them. Corn's best by like July or something like that. It's right around the corner. Might as well use it up while we can. Let's figure out what we can get cooking. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton, and today we've got Freezer Dive episode 7. That's nuts. Out of the freezer came shrimp and frozen corn. As I was racking my brain on what to do, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what would be delicious? A Lowcountry boil or a shrimp boil made into potato salad. And you know what? It is delicious. Let's get cooking. All right, let's get going on our delicious Lowcountry potato salad, shrimp boil potato salad, whatever we end up calling it. I don't know, but I know it's going to be delicious. So first things first, I have my nice big pot here, and I am going to have my little steamer basket in there just to help keep things separated and keep it nice and simple. Bottom of this pan, we are going to put all of the shells. I've already took all the shells off of our shrimp. Future, I'm not going to buy shell on shrimp. I just don't like to deal with it. We're not going to let the shells of this shrimp go to waste. We're going to get all the flavor out of it as we possibly can. There's also parsley stems in here. We're also going to throw all of our garlic in here. We're going to throw all of this stuff in there. Get this guy down. And this is all things that I don't really want coming out as we strain it all off and everything. I want these kind of stuck to the bottom, which is why we're now going to put this guy right on top. And now we're going to boil right on top of there. So let's fill this up with water. All right, so we got our water about 3/4 of the way full in this pot. I'm going to get things working in it right now so we can start building those flavors, all those things. For me, I know we're doing this like a low country shrimp boil. Usually it's really simple. Corn on the cob. You got your shrimp, potatoes, some andouille sausage. Whether you're going to use Old Bay, Sloppy Mama, whatever, there's all sorts of different things. King's Peak seasoning from High Desert Kitchen will also be delicious in this. But we're going to go with classic Old Bay. I'm going to start with putting our eggs in. I like a ratio of 4 eggs for every pound of potatoes that you do in a potato salad. To me, that's a good ratio. It's enough eggs for everybody, but it's not overwhelmingly eggy. We're going to have to kind of manage our time on this because some things are going to get pulled out fast and at different times, but I think that we can get the timing pretty well. I did a medley of potatoes. Look at these like little guys. And then I quartered them. Nice and simple. We got beautiful colors, a little bit of red, some Yukon, some purple. Nice and fun. Like I was saying, we're going to start building flavors right off the bat. Old Bay. I'm not going to measure. I think it's supposed to be like a 1/4 cup to, or a 1/2 cup or a cup to every 4 quarts, whatever. I'm just going to put a bunch in here. Not stress about it. And it is going to be delicious. There's multiple ways that you can do this, in my opinion. We can go heavy on it like this and cook everything from start. You can get pre-cooked shrimp, you can get pre-cooked crab, and then just put more of the Old Bay in our sauce later, and that's going to give you all that flavor. But we're going to build everything from bottom up here. So we got our onions, and these are a little bit chunkier than the onions that we're going to fold in. We're going to do raw onions, and there'll be some cooked onions. We got our corn. I did 2 cups of frozen corn. You can do corn on the cob and then cut them off. But again, this is about a little bit more about the simplicity of it. We're going to throw our andouille sausage. The andouille sausage is smoked, it's cured, it's salted, it's everything good to go. But I want the flavor of this to flavor the rest of this water. So that way all the flavor in here gets in our potatoes, gets into our shrimp. So we're going to throw this guy in here too. Oh, there we go. And that was about 8 ounces or so of andouille sausage. Next, we got a nice lemon. You know me, I'm going to get everything out of this lemon. So we're going to zest the lemon. Get all that lemon zest in there. Oh man, it's smelling so good. We're going to throw a handful of our parsley leaves in here. We're also going to cut our lemon in half here. Give it a nice squeeze. Nice squeeze. Throw it in there. We are looking good. It is smelling phenomenal. Oh man. When I dreamed this up in my head, I was nervous that this was gonna feel like a lot of work. And so far, I'm like, no, I don't feel like it's gonna be a lot of work. Woo, that is good. A little more Old Bay. A little bit more. There we go. We're gonna throw our potatoes in. There we go. Boom. Oop. Get all the potatoes in. Give this a nice stir. Now, these potatoes are nice and small, and so they should finish in about 10 to 12 minutes once we get it to a nice boil. Similar to our eggs. Those are going to take about 10 to 12 minutes to hard boil, and it's going to be perfect. So those are going to time out kind of brilliantly, and then we can kind of start scooping out all this stuff. This is looking great. We're going to check in back in just a few minutes. Right, so we're coming up to a nice little simmer, so I'm going to track it from now. I'm going to give us about 8 to 10 minutes, and then we'll start pulling things. We're at about 7 minutes, 8 minutes now, so I'm going to start fishing out all of our things to put on our tray here to start cooling off. And if I get an egg, we're going to put the egg back in. We're going to let the eggs cook just a hair longer. I think all my stirring has allowed for shrimp pieces to get up, which is not going to be fun. I'm going to have to pick those out, but it's okay. It was all in the name of flavor. But I'm going to get these eggs out. I'm going to drop them in this ice bath right here. Drop them in there. Okay. Ooh, potato got in there. We're going to let those off to the side to do their thing. It's boiling. Everything's going. It's good to go. We're just going to throw our shrimp straight in. There we go. We're going to let these cook for about 3 minutes. All right. It's been about a minute and a half or so. We're going to check on our shrimp. See how oh, that's looking beautiful. We're going to go ahead and strain that out. So that was 2 minutes. That was a quick whoop. Now, lemon over here. All this shrimpy goodness. Go right into this ice bath. There we go. Oop. Potatoes in there? Sure. Put it all in there. Oh, some shrimpies. We don't want to throw those guys away. All right. Oh, there's another shrimp. Get some ice on all of that. Let that start to cool down. All right. Now, while that is all cooling down and everything, let's make our dressing or our sauce for this, guys. I'm going to start off with the lemon, naturally. Obviously, we're going to zest it. So we're going to get our lemon zest in here. And we're going to do the whole lemon. What I'm trying to do with this dressing, I want to mimic that eating experience with the butter and the lemon at the end. So this is going to be very lemony, not like very bright. I don't want it to feel too heavy with mayonnaise or anything like that. I want it to feel lighter, so we're going to go ahead and get this lemon open. We're going to juice this guy. So we're going to start with the juice of 1 lemon, and we'll see how that goes. All right. Make my sink smell delicious. I love that. All right, we're not going to do the whole thing, but we're going to start off with maybe about half. I got about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Throw that in there. I got 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna melt it. While that's melting, there was no good thyme at the store. I didn't like it the way it looked, so we're going with dry, and I've got 2 teaspoons of dry thyme. We're just gonna do some whole grain mustard, about 2 tablespoons or so. I want to make sure that we don't lose sight and lose that flavor profile and that feeling of a potato salad. So we're gonna make sure we have our mustard and our onion and our eggs in it, but with all those flavors, all the robust, delicious flavors coming through of a shrimp boil, and with the shrimp added and the andouille and all those kind of things, I think we're going to be able to hit that spot. So we got half a cup of mayo. There we go. Start kind of giving that a mix. This we want very, very bright, and we want it nice and loose. I don't want it heavy. I want this to stay light and fresh. All right, there we go. Oh. Ooh, it's smelling so good already. I'm gonna sprinkle in some Old Bay, probably about a teaspoon or so, a teaspoon to teaspoon and a half to start. Again, I want to make sure that we're bringing in those boil flavors, but I don't want it to overpower. I don't want it to just be that. We got some melted butter. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna throw in some parsley. Of course, some salt, a little Worcestershire, a couple dashes of Worcestershire. Very lemony. The mayo's there. I like there's this like ending note of butter. Just a hair more Old Bay. If you like spicy, I would throw in some hot sauce. Go Louisiana, go Crystal, Tabasco, whatever hot sauce you really want. If you want more traditional, you want to go with more like a Louisiana or Crystal or Tabasco where it's vinegar and cayenne. That's where all the flavor and that heat's coming from. If you want, I have a plethora of other ones. Habanero hot sauce, whatever you really want. Whatever you like is what you need to be putting in on this one here. All right. There's a little bit of mustard there. I think we can use a little more Old Bay. It's just starting to come in. The lemon is like front and center, and that's what I wanted. Then you have a rich butteriness. All right, we're gonna do a little more Old Bay. And I am gonna feed this to my mom, and my mom does not do spicy at all. So I have to be a little careful with it, but I do think that a little Louisiana hot sauce is gonna do the trick. Nothing crazy, just a couple of dabs in there. Also, it's gonna help with the color. This color is just not gonna pop. Ready? Whoa, yeah. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. This is kind of like in that remoulade family kind of vibe. All right. Oh, that is tasting delicious. We're gonna let this sauce kind of set in the fridge, let it relax a little bit as the potatoes and everything finish cooling, and we're gonna start peeling some eggs. So we've got our shrimp situation over here. I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna find our eggs. We're gonna do them one by one. Feeling pretty good. Let's talk these eggs here. There is, in my opinion, no concrete way to make sure that your eggs peel beautifully. There are things that I think help. Ice bath, one of them. But beyond that, I think it's a luck of the draw. These I let kind of get to room temperature. I heard that's helped. So far, these are beautiful. I feel like it is just a luck of the draw situation on when you hard boil an egg and you go to peel it. But we'll set that there. All right, well, these are peeled and looking beautiful. And just because we're gonna need to pick through this stuff to get some shrimp. I'm gonna go put this in the cooking liquid, see if we can get some extra flavor added to these eggs while we hang out and wait. Okay, this is all looking beautiful. Take a bite of this shrimp just to see. Oh, cooked to perfection. All right, we got all this potatoes and corn now. Go ahead and do one more little glaze over, looking for shrimpy bits that we don't want. You know, all things considered, ain't half bad. So this is nice and cool down. There we go. This is looking great. It has that shrimp boil, Lowcountry boil kind of vibe. Now we're gonna lean back into our potato salad. We got the rest of our onion on a smaller dice. We got a bunch of green onions. We're gonna leave just enough for a little bit of garnish. There we go. And then a bunch of our parsley here. Just trying to keep things, lighten it up and freshen it up a little bit. And now we've got our eggs that we've just sat in that cooking liquid, because why not? Ooh, cooked to perfection. All right, we're just gonna kind of rough chop this guy, kind of matching our potatoes and all the other things that we have going on here. You can cut these eggs however you want. You can do little half moons and cut them thin. Whatever is your family's style is what you should do. We're gonna mix it up. Okay, but first of all, let's just see. It's very faint, but I definitely feel like I can taste that. I definitely feel like you could absolutely marinate these longer and it would totally have that flavor even more ingrained in it. It'd be delicious, but we also have the Old Bay. We have that dressing that we're gonna put on this. It's gonna turn out great. Got a knife ran through, throw that in. Okay, see how much of a difference just letting that sit a little bit help kind of tighten it up, but it's still a lighter kind of sauce, which I love. Let's see how it, so bright, so fresh. I love it. All right, let's dump this guy in here. And we'll give this a nice fold. There we go. And from here, I will salt and pepper to taste. Look how beautiful it looks. I feel like I could have done some more paprika or things like that. I think I would have wanted it a little bit more red, but I don't think it's terrible. I think it's looking good. All right, first of all, look at how fun and delicious this looks. Oh, it smells like potato salad. It kind of smells like a seafood boil, but it doesn't have like super strong seafoody smells or anything. But oh man, it is looking delicious. All of my bites so far have been phenomenal. There was some learning curve on this. I've never made this before. I just kind of made it up and thought this could be fun. Looking back, I feel like there's some things that I would do differently the next time I make this, because this is definitely going to be in my potato salad rotation. Oh, that's an andouille right there. I want that. Ugh. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. This is the bite. We got shrimp, we got egg, potato, andouille sausage, corn, everything on it. Man, that is so good. Flavor-wise, minimal notes. Getting to this final product, lots of notes. Had some struggles here and there trying to figure out how to make it and what to do, and I don't think that the shells provided enough flavor for the amount of work that I had to do for them, but that's not what I had. I had in my freezer, it was shell on, easy peel shell on, so I peeled them, and instead of going with, I gave it a shot. That being said, I wouldn't go down that route. I would just get already peeled, ready to go, raw shrimp. This has everything, but it's cool. It's refreshing. That lemon is so bright and it just pops. It doesn't feel super heavy. Everything is coated beautifully, which I love. You can taste all the individual ingredients and they play well together. So it's a little bit of everything. Oh man. Well, this freezer dive was an absolute success. Some tweaks on the technique, but flavor wise, oh, killer. Always add more hot sauce at the end too, make it a little spicier. Oh man, there's a whole lot more right than there is wrong with this dish. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and we'll see you next time.